Let's get back to what we just saw come out of Greece, and I think a really interesting twist in the story could be what happens between now and the referendum. You could assume that it's just going to go straight to a referendum, and then we'll see a yes or no, which is a vote for Syriza, which is a vote for EU, for austerity. On the other hand, someone tweeted into surveillance this morning that they thought Tsipras would make a deal before the referendum to kind of save his job, or at least save his party's leadership in Greece. What do you think about that?
Well, the question really is, what is his end game? And if his end game is to get the best deal that he can for Greece and to have the issue of how much debt they have outstanding and how much they have to pay on that debt dealt with, then that would argue against that, because no deal in the interim would really deal with the complexities of the actual bailout. It does make sense, however, given the amount of stress that is taking place in Greece, that he appeared to be supporting his own people and actually maybe reaching out and seeing if something is possible. If nothing takes place in the next several days, obviously the vote is going to be declarative. Either he'll be in and Greece will be out in that same case, or the vote will go in favor of remaining with the EU, in which case his tenure is going to be very short.
Let me ask about your clients. I assume that most of them aren't directly invested in Greece anymore, or if they are, they realize the riskiness of that bet. But are there concerns as far as contagion goes?
In general, among sort of client behavior, if Europe, were to go down significantly in terms of valuations and equities, most people would consider that a buying opportunity. And you're absolutely right. 80% of Greek debt is held by major world institutions. The remaining 20% is pretty broadly spread, and virtually none of it is held by any private clients on a speculative basis. So I think this is a buying opportunity for them. The question is whether or not this is a contained event, and clearly the ECB has more than enough firepower. It itself is tens of times larger than the entire nature of the problem. So it's hard to see a scenario where Greece itself becomes the catalyst for a major calamity. That said, what's taking place in Greece to the Greek people is in my mind, a potential real tragedy, both humanitarian and otherwise.
Right.
And the other thing that I think people don't underestimate is, once Greece goes into crisis economically, that all of the targets that have been established as part of these negotiations, even if they were agreed to, would be extraordinarily hard to meet. And that, I think, puts Greece even under greater strain. So a deal now itself may just be another kick-the-can exercise that leaves them in the same place.
All right, David, I wanted to show you also and our viewers another potential solution for Greece. On fundraising, there could be the site Indiegogo, a new campaign called the Greek Bailout Fund. It's looking to crowdfund 1.6 billion euros for the people of Greece. More than 6,000 people have pledged up to 95,000 euros so far. And for pledging 3 euros, you supposedly get a postcard sent from Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras. Or do we call him just Alex now? I guess if you're on a first-name basis with AT. So what do you think about that? There's a little crowdfunding going on the internet.
I think that is really a funny idea. And if we crowdfunded for the next 100 million years, we might in fact get there.
Yeah, we're probably not going to get to 1.6 billion euros. David Bailin, thanks so much for joining us from Citi.